A lot of the awesome trees encountered here at Mission Bay Park. I'm gonna make a part 2 out of this one. At the first clip, I was talking about the Chilean wine palms that are over way on yonder on the other side of the park. I've walked quite a ways across it to get some footage of some other interesting plants and try to see if I can find some animals by the water. So here we are. We're right this machine, this weird structure right here. So they have it kind of hidden off by this lush little gardenscape right here. So what do we got growing here? We got a paper bark. This is Melaleuca quinquenervia. Quinquenervia, kind of like 5 line or 5 nerve. It's kind of like sometimes 5 veins. This is Melaleuca quinquenervia again. Sometimes they call it the cajeput tree. It's yes, it's another Aussie native, and it's in the myrtle family, so it's related to the bottle brushes that you've seen in some of my videos, the Calisthenics. And I'm going to be getting to a couple of those pretty soon, but first off, I just want to start. Call these trees paper barks, the Melaleucas. Their bark is kind of spongy and it kind of flakes. It looks kind of papery. We got some beautiful specimens planted around here that are doing very well. And of course, very common landscape trees here in warm winter parts of Southern California. In Florida, they have become increasingly invasive, taking over some Everglades, which is kind of alarming. Here in this area, they're not so invasive, so you get a lot more rainfall and stuff in those areas in Florida. Here, they probably don't spray quite as much. I believe we're looking at, I think these are from the east coast of Australia, Queensland, I believe. I'll double check on that. Then you can see some of these that flake, that shed off their bark, they get real papery. Here these trees are usually like anywhere between 30 and maybe up to 55 feet tall. Not extremely large. Again, very common landscape trees here. So you see, let's go up to some of the leaves, some of the other structures of this plant that are quite interesting. So, like a bottle brush or a Melaleuca, that's kind of a typical Melaleuca leaf. This is, again, Melaleuca quinquenervia, and you can tell it's related to the bottle brush trees because of their bottle brush-like flower arrangements. And then, like their bottle brush brothers, cousins, you get woody seed capsules that are arranged around the stem like this. So, when theirs are in full bloom, they're quite conspicuous. Their flower clusters are pretty neat looking. You see one kind of dangling right there. They're not in full bloom right now. They're just kind of sparsely in bloom. But quite attractive specimen trees and street trees, and commonly planted in business parks and stuff like that. And of course, I pointed out rusty leaf fig in clip number 1, Ficus rubiginosa. There's another Melaleuca quinquenervia. They tend to be a little more upright in lawns and gardens away from the crazy winds of the ocean. But they do well here by the coast as well. Just more stunted by the prevailing breezes. So here's another one right here. Now, I told you that they were related to the bottle brushes in the genus Calisthenic. Here's Calisthenic citrinus, the lemon bottle brush. Similar leaves, as you can see here, and see their woody seed capsules are arranged like a bottle brush. No surprise there. And here's a group of flowers, so very similar. again, Calisthenic citrinus, the lemon bottle brush. And Calisthenic and Melaleuca are very closely related, so closely enough that some botanists want to place the genus Calisthenic into Melaleuca. That's how closely related these plants are. So again, this is Melaleuca. I mean, this would be Melaleuca citrina if that were to become the case. And there's another Calisthenic that is very commonly planted here. It's a much taller, usually single trunk variety, and that's called Calisthenic Vin Minalis, which is quite a bit taller of a tree and more upright growing. So yeah, you can kind of see the shapes of the leaves of Calisthenic and Melaleuca are quite similar. And one thing about them is they both are aromatic, Calisthenic and Melaleuca. They have aromatic leaves that kind of have a camphor aroma, not that far off in similarity from eucalyptus. And these are related to eucalyptus as well. This is Calisthenic citrinus and Melaleuca quinquenervia. Well, as we're moving along here, there's another myrtle family plant that is quite commonly planted here in warm winter San Diego County, a lot in Southern California. And it's this right here. This is another myrtle family plant, another relative of Melaleucas, bottle brushes, and eucalyptus. Right. Well, I'm going to go over here. Somebody's parked over there. And it's coming up right now. It is Agonus flexuosa, the willow peppermint. And it looks a lot like a eucalyptus. And it's related to it. No surprise there. Somebody was parking right over there, so I don't want to get too close, but here it is, Agonus flexuosa. Beautiful willow peppermint. Another member of the myrtle family, the Myrtaceae. Very beautiful tree. And again, you see there's eucalyptus and rounded clusters. You can see there. And again, they have aromatic leaves. Kind of neat thing, it's not weird in a bad way, that their trunks grow really fat in proportion to how short they are as trees. They're usually pretty small trees, but we're coming up on a couple more here. You'll see how thick their trunks are. Amazing how thick their trunks are for how short of a tree they are. Let's see here. Very stout trunks. Very graceful habit. Again, aromatic leaves that are reminiscent of eucalyptus. A little bit of a pepperminty aroma, hence the common name willow peppermint. trunks on these trees. Very attractive trees. I had one grown for a while in a pot. Fortunately, I never had a place to plant and eventually perished before I moved to San Diego County. Very graceful trees, and you get these clusters of white 5-petaled flowers that are actually very attractive. It's actually a very graceful, beautiful tree. And it does look a lot like a eucalyptus. And there's no surprise there that it is related. Now, we're going to be coming up on some other palms that I didn't point out in clip number 1. Bear with me as I head my way towards them. Guadalupe Fan Palms right here. Guadalupe Fan Palms. I did a short video here today about its close relative, Brahea armata, which is, there are some planted way down that way along the road, and they got bluish foliage. That's Brahea armata. This is Brahea edulis. This is the Guadalupe fan palm named at Guadalupe Island. And they look a lot like Washingtonias, the fan palms. Like those over there. They look a lot like them, like younger versions of them, but they're slower growing, and the fruit is much larger. The fruit is much larger. See? The drupes are very large. Washingtonia robustas, their fruits are about the size of a pea. And you got Dracaena Draco right there, the dragon blood tree, which is not a palm. These are. This is the Mediterranean fan palm, thicket-forming, shrubby, multi-trunked plants here in the genus Chamaerops. This is Chamaerops humilis, the Mediterranean fan palm. This is one of the most hardy palms in the world. One of the most hardy to cold. Again, being a fan, having fan-shaped leaves, and they also have some decent-sized drupes. See here. And then we got some more Brahea edulis planted right in the middle here. Again, Guadalupe fan palm. This is within, I believe, the edge of the California floristic province. If you watch my video on Brahea armata, its close relative, you'll hear me talk about that. But here's the thing about Chamaerops humilis, is its tendency to form clumps, multi-trunked thickets right here. These are some really cool specimens. And these make some really cool multi-trunked shrubby tree-sized palms that are just absolutely gorgeous. And they just looks so cool when they're planted like this. And then again, you'll see them sending up a lot of shoots, so you might have to trim them a little bit to keep them, if you want to have a few main stems as opposed to 20 million thicket forming stems. And as like the old flower, those are the old flowers right there. They turn into those drupes, the fruits. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. A lot of cool stuff planted here. Yeah, this is the plant more in profile right here. Again, Chamaerops humilis, Mediterranean fan palm, name, which It's cold tolerance. I believe it gets it close to 0 Fahrenheit. Between 0 and 10, I believe, give or take. So they're very cold hardy. You'll find them sometimes planted in a place like Britain where you would expect to see palms. And they are very cold tolerant and snow tolerant as well. So you'll find them planted in places that get snow in the winter sometimes. And there's your beautiful Brahea edulis right there. Guadalupe Fan Palm. Spectacular specimens. Beautiful. Not as fast growing as Washingtonia, your most typical fan palm species. Again, Washingtonia robusta over there. And then now we're switching from monocots and palms to pines. This is Pinus pinea, the Italian stone pine. A few of these planted around here too. Always been fascinated by the shape of these pines. Round, flat top. Kind of interesting. Always been fascinated by Pinus pinea. These are the ones where you get the pignoli, the pine seeds that you find in your salads. So a lot of pine trees have pretty good nutritious seeds, full of nutrients and stuff like that. So this is Pinus pinea. Again, the Italian stone pine. Specimens planted over here. And there's more on the other side there. And there's another Calisthenic citrinus, the lemon bottle brush. Nice older specimen that's been around for a long time. Let's see here. Ooh, there's some kind of tree. This is over here. I don't know. It's an interesting tree over here I don't recognize yet. I think I know what it is. I think it's a holly oak. Looks like a holly oak from here. Oh, they have the oaks planted here. No, this is not a holly oak. Or is it? Let's see. Yeah, it is. Quercus ilex. This is the holly oak. Okay. First I was thinking, yeah, holly oak, and then I was starting to think, could that be a southern live oak? Nah. I'm going to do another clip. I'll see you in clip number 3. There'll be some other interesting finds before this day is over for me.